What would this is completely switching gears, but if
Good. I don't want to talk about the Commanders no more.
If you had to assign an entourage character to guys on the Knicks, like who would everyone be?
Well, first of all, I could tell you guys, your phones would be ringing with our producers asking you to come do a cameo. For sure. Like, I get asked that question a lot. Like, if Entourage are made now, who would the cameo? For me, I'm always just like Brunson, Hart, like any of the Knicks for sure for me, because we had a lot of athletes on the show over the years. And also, we shot courtside on those Laker games always because we were out in L.A., and I don't think MSG would ever let us do that. But to me, that always would have been the coolest episode of Entourage ever if we could have shot at Madison Square Garden with us sitting courtside. But also, the team was a little different back then. But also too, the 2 times I feel like we shot at Staples Center, both games Kobe was injured for. It was like Smush Parker season. But for now, all right. So,
on that though, Rope, how did that work? Like, so a game was going on, and then Entourage crew was just given permission to also be courtside filming, and they were just filming you guys and also the game?
Yeah, that was always the best part of the show, was we shot at a lot of live events, which scripted stuff doesn't usually ever do. So with the Lakers, it was, they didn't want us there, first of all. I mean, they did, but you can't interrupt the game. So we have like these little cameras that were set up instead of our big film cameras. And it becomes almost like a live play for us because we're watching the game and we have all this dialogue. And I remember I used to always try to give my lines away because I just wanted to watch the game. So I go over to like Kevin Dillon, who played drama, and be like, just take this line, bro. You'd be funnier saying it than me. Because I actually don't want to have to wait and actually say lines. But there is one amazing story that before we shot there, we go there like 4:00 to the arena for like rehearsal. And Kobe's out there in like sweats. I think he had a leg injury or whatever. He's like getting shots up by himself, and he comes over and he starts betting us half court shots lefty. So he misses 1, misses 2. He's like, all right, 100 a shot. So now he's just throwing them up, but he's not missing by much. He shoots 5 and misses. So technically he owes us all 500. And he walks out. I'm like, wow, I don't know if the best part of the story is we watched Kobe do this or he stiffed us on the 500. But anyway, right before halftime, someone comes in the middle of Staples Center and just peels off $500 bills to us while the game's going on. It's like, that's from Kobe, and walks off. I'm like, I don't even know what to make. This feels like a fake story. No one's going to believe this, but it did happen.
That's fire.
And once we did it the first time, I think people within the Lakers organization saw we're not trying to interrupt the game. We're sports fans, but it is amazing for us to get to do this. And it became a staple of the show. I think we shot courtside like 3 times, and then we shot at like a U2 concert, at the Cannes Film Festival and all that. So it was one of the best parts of the show. I don't know if that freaked you guys out, if like you're playing in the game and like, there's the 4 dudes from that show and they're actually filming an episode right now.
That would be fire.
I feel like it would be cool, and like I would notice it, but then once the game starts, like it would just
right
gone.
I'm trying to think, has MSG ever done that? No, they done it for the other guys. The other guys.
Oh, yeah. That was a real game. Hey, Will Ferrell and Wahlberg, I guess, could get that kind of pull, not some TV guys from Entourage on HBO. But we didn't get in trouble. There's one scene in that episode in season 2 where Jeremy Piven, who played Ari, is literally standing behind the ref, and I forget the ref's name, and he's in character as Ari, and he's just like cursing out this ref. And I give this ref credit. He didn't even turn around. They were like this close to each other, because we were using the real Ari Emanuel's Laker seats, which are the 4. Back then, it was the 4 right next to the bench. And he was just in character, like, abusing this ref for a bad call. And the ref didn't even turn around and look at him. I give him credit, because I would have turned around and put some hands on him.
This segment is presented by Macy's. We partnered with them on the launch of their bold new Mode of One men's line. I've actually had been rocking a baseball jersey. Y'all can check that out on the screen now.
I want to talk about some of these bold moves you've seen recently. Yeah, so I mean, basically, the Macy's baseball jersey kind of reminded me of me in July and Josh last week. You throwing out the first pitch in the Yankees jersey, something that Mets fans probably won't really care for. But why'd you wear number 32?
So I wore number 32 for Elson Howard, who was my great uncle. So that was really dope to kind of go through that and go to Monument Park, see his plaque, retired jersey, and then obviously throw it out with 32 on me. So that was cool. I was nervous at first. I didn't realize. I'm curious to see your take. I didn't realize how far it was. At first, when I was warming up, I was a little bit closer, and then when I got on the mound, I was like, "Dang, this is actually way further than I was doing when I was throwing it in practice." So was it as easy as you thought, or were you like when you got up there, were you like, "Dang, this is actually kind of wild"?
I mean, it was definitely wild because it was Yankee Stadium, but I threw out two first pitches in Chicago, um, at Wrigley Field. I did it after we won in 16, after we won in 18. So, but that first time you walk out there, like, and you look at home plate from the mound, you're like, oh, this is
Where home plate looked so small.
home plate looks so far. I was like, oh God, but I was like, just make sure you don't bounce the ball. Just make sure just
Mm-hmm.
get up there. Yeah, that was all I was worried about. I mean, honestly, let's stay on the topic of Chicago. I mean, Derrick Rose, I mean, retiring, man, it's crazy to see a person I looked up to when I was in high school and then becoming a teammate and then now seeing him retire. It's crazy. What a legendary career. I mean, we'll definitely see his number one hanging in the rafters at the United Center.
For
Without a
sure.
doubt.
Gotcha. And it was dope. I mean, you had him as a teammate for years, but um, what? Maybe like the year that I had him as a teammate, it was super cool to see him just because obviously he wasn't playing as much. He was really out of the rotation, but he was a professional. He came to work every day. He got his work in. Um, pre-practice, post-practice, before games, and really talked and helped with a lot of the younger guys. So it was cool to see that transition of someone who was the youngest MVP ever to has had an amazing career, and then really at the end of it, really mentoring the younger guys again, the next generation. Right. So that was something that was dope. So you definitely gotta that would be soon. That would be soon. Whenever the first day he's available to have that jersey retired, they need to do it.
Yeah, ASAP.
This one was very out of like left field because I think we were actually hooping at the facility, and then we all come back. We look at our phones and we just like, dang, Woj is gone. Woj is doing no more breaking news. And obviously he left to go to be the GM of St. Bonnie's, who where he went to college. So obviously, first, congrats to him on a unbelievable career in covering the NBA. I'm sure he's probably happy to to not have like 20 hours of screen time a day. Being on calls and texts with GMs and front office and agents. So congrats to him. But that was a little random. We didn't see that one coming.
Yeah, definitely didn't see that coming. But I mean, I'm excited for him. Uh, he's excited. I think he's expressed that in his posts about why he's leaving and everything. And I mean, yeah. I mean, I wouldn't want to coach in college or do anything in college if it wasn't for Villanova. I mean, as of right now, if I ever get to that point. But yeah, I mean, it's probably a dream job for him to go back there. So I'm happy for him. I applaud him for it.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be dope. And I guess I feel like the term GM in college it still hasn't really like been totally defined yet. I feel like have to go like what is a GM in college? So I'm hoping on the pod and all that. On I think he might still have his pod, but just hopefully he goes into a little bit of detail like what all like the role of a GM of a college does. You don't have to be a ball player to make a statement. Check out the Motive One brand at Macy's in-store and online and step out in style today. Excited to share big news with you today. Macy's just launched a new men's brand called Motive One.
Motive One is all about blending elevated everyday essentials with bolder style that you can make a statement in.
It's a brand designed for individuals who see style as a powerful tool for self-expression.
Inspired by real men. Simple yet bold pieces for the man who knows the style is powerful. Blending statement pieces with refined essentials. Yeah, the Macy's Motive One launch party at the Classic Card Club in New York was actually really good. And to be able to see the pieces laid out there and seeing how excited everyone was about the line, it was really cool to see. I can see myself wearing these clothes and stepping out with it. I mean, it's comfortable, it's clean, it's simple, but yet really effective.
The launch party was super dope. Going to the Classic Car Club, being able to see the vintage cars that they had. I think they had a Shelby there. They had newer ones like the Porsche Taycan. They had a 911 GT4. So it was really dope to see a lot of the vintage cars, but also a little bit of the new school to it. So that was extremely cool. I got to get into GT4, so that was fire because I really want to get a Porsche 911. So the car club was a really dope spot to do an appearance and do an event. So shout out to Macy's for making that happen and being very innovative. So for me, doing a photo shoot, and that was the first time I was able to see the actual Motor One gear and all the pieces. For me, it was really, really cool just because all of those pieces I could use for different events. I had ones where I could kind of dress down and just have chill vibes. And then I had ones where I can dress up, getting ready for the game. Or, I had the suit I was able to do for business meetings. So being able to style those in ways that was comfortable was very easy. And I'm able to use those in any event that I go to. So I think that's the beautiful thing about Moto One is I can use it and wear it whatever.
Check out the Motive One brand at Macy's in-store and online today.
Shop today at Macy's.com/Motive One. That's Macy's.com/mode-of-1.